Hello. My hair's all over the place today. Look at that. So frizzy. Hello, hello. Let me know if you guys can hear me okay, if you guys can see me okay. Hi, Kim. Hi, Larry. Hello, hello. How are you guys doing? I'm just going to wait a few minutes, see if anybody else comes on. Have my tea ready. Hopefully the internet holds. It's a little woolly wonky today. We've been having a lot of storm, kind of lots of winds, extreme winds for some reason. Right. That just feels too hot. All right. How's everybody doing today? Let me know. Hi, Kathleen. Really cold in Germany. Yes, here too. We had sunshine, but we have so much cold wind. You go out and it's like freezing wind on your face, and you're like, okay, go back in. I don't care if it's sunny. Cold in the UK, 5 degrees. Yes, looks like it's a little bit all over Europe, huh? All right, look what I got. I'm gonna show you guys, but I don't know who sent it to me because there was no note. Isn't that cool? They're kind of big though. They're really hard to hold, but I still love them. Somebody sent me a gift. Look, if you look compared to the other cards that I got, they're like a lot bigger and wider too. They're wider. I don't know if you can see it. So they're a little bit harder to hold, but I still love them because they get these. It's all about the ocean animals. It's really cool. Anyway, I'm gonna try them out and see what happens. And whoever sent them to me, let me know who it was, because I get on a regular basis people asking for my address. They want to send something, but I don't know who sent me this. So I'd like to thank you guys. Send you guys something as well, but I need to know who it's from first. So, okay, I wanted to tell you guys, Larry and Kim and Kathleen and whoever's going to be watching this, I need your advice or your insight on something, because something extremely strange happened to me last night, and it's left me a little bit startled. And that doesn't happen a lot. I mean, I see hands coming out of walls and all kinds of weird shit. And I usually I'm used to the weird stuff happening. But what happened to me yesterday? I don't know. It's not that it scared me, but it felt threatening. And so I don't know. I want you guys to see if intuitively, let me know in the comments on the Patreon post if you guys received anything intuitively on this. So I'm going to tell you the story. So I go to bed and turn my light off. I lay down and I close my eyes. And I swear to God, I have just closed my eyes. And I have that, okay, maybe a little pre thing. Okay, a lot of times I'm not sleeping, okay? But just when I close my eyes, the last couple of months now, I've been, it's like as soon as I close my eyes, I start seeing other places, other rooms. All of a sudden, I'm in a different place. And I know that I'm seeing it, that I'm awake, because I've been trying to hold on to it, because it's like I zoom in and I zoom back out because I can't control it. I can't hold on to it. And it puts a lot of pressure on my third eye, but I'm curious about it, right? Is this the next phase in my spiritual connection evolution or not? But that's what's been happening for a couple of months, and that doesn't scare me at all. I mean, like, cool. I can, for some reason, I can close my eyes and I can tap into a different reality. And I don't have the control yet to stay in that reality, but I've been working at it. But what happened yesterday evening was kind of scary because the moment I closed my eyes, I started to see it's almost like a little hole and it opens up and you see more and more and more and more, right? I don't know if you know what I'm trying to say. It starts with me by seeing a light in the darkness because I'm closing my eyes and my room is completely dark. So I just see darkness. And then I see a light in the distance. And then the more I focus on it, the more that light gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And it's almost like this portal that opens up and I see a space. It's either a room or it's a planet or whatever. Right. But I haven't been able to hold it open to actually go and explore it. It's just like very quickly and I lose control of it and it goes away and it goes small again and it disappears. So yesterday evening, the same thing happened. I started seeing this little light and I was like, cool, here we go again. Let's try and see if we can maintain it. And so I focus on it and this time it opens up completely. And it freaked me out because what I saw was me sitting at an unknown desk. And this was my body. This is the Emma body. And I see myself sitting in a dark room. I don't recognize the room at all. It's a very strange room. It looked kind of antique-y, old library kind of feel. And I'm looking at the back of me. I'm sitting in a desk and I can see myself like I'm standing behind myself. So I don't see the front, but I see my fluffy hair and I see me, but from the back. And I know it's me for some reason. It's just a knowing. And I'm sitting at a desk, dark brown desk, a small desk, not a big desk like I'm in right now. A small unknown desk that I've never seen in my life. And there's a screen in front of me, kind of like a computer. I don't see anything to type. I just see a screen, like a little TV screen. And I hear what sounds like one of those hypnotic voices that's repeating the same thing over and over again. Now, I don't remember what they were saying because it went really quickly. But it was almost like somebody was trying to keep me in a hypnotic state. And all of a sudden, this is the weird part. And this is what freaked me out. The moment I start to realize, hey, that's me and I'm being hypnotized, I hear a very robotic like voice. It didn't sound human. I hear a robotic voice scream out 3 numbers. I don't remember the numbers, but it was something like 485 or whatever. 3 numbers. I remember it was 3 numbers. And they kind of, while that other tape was playing that apparently was keeping me under hypnosis, I hear this robotic voice saying 3 numbers, but it wasn't like in a calm way. It was almost like in a panicky way, like, oh shit, that number is doing something that isn't allowed. That's what it felt like. And just as that whatever entity, whatever that was that said that number, kind of urgently screamed that number out, I feel physically. I know I'm sleeping, okay? I know that I'm laying in my bed and I'm observing this, okay? I'm aware that I'm looking through that little hole, okay? So I know I'm awake and I'm just focusing on what I'm seeing. And right after they scream out the 3 numbers, I feel somebody poking me in my neck. And I hear kind of like pew, like that. And the moment I hear that pew, the hole that I was looking at closes instantly and it goes straight to blackness. And I sit up in my bed and I'm like, what the fuck was that? And it scared me. And I'll tell you why. It almost felt like I wasn't supposed to have seen that. And they wanted to get that, whatever I opened up, that portal, that needed to go, that needed to close. I wasn't allowed to see that. That's the feeling that I got. And I've checked with Gerald, and he doesn't really know what to think about it either. Is it something from your future, he says, a future thing? But then I'm thinking, well, but why would they inject me and it instantly closes? I instantly lose the connection. That was strange because, oh, wait, I forgot to tell you a part. This is the important part too. Going back, I see the screen. I'm looking at the screen. I see myself sitting there watching a screen with repetitive. I don't see any images on the screen, but it's like a repetitive voice, just in a kind of a hypnotic thing. And all of a sudden, I noticed that it's me. You know, I recognize the back of me. And the moment I recognize the back of me, I can see me sitting at the desk collapsing and like being like this. And I feel like I am awake. My eyes are open, but I can't move anymore. Paralyzed. And that's when right after I do this and like I'm stuck. That's when that other voice screamed like that number there. I guess I'm just a number. That case number shut her down. They shut me down, and I get kind of flipped out of that picture, and I wait and I open my eyes and I go, what? And I got up and I yelled at Gerald, and it scared me. So I need you guys' help. I need you guys' insight because it got me, because I'm not getting any information of my team about this. It's almost like they can't tell me, or I'm not allowed to know. But it kind of scared me because I was thinking immediately of the Matrix, where we're all kind of being, kept unconscious, and, kind of reminded me of that movie, The Island, where they make the clones and they have this repetitive brainwashing videotape that's going on as well. And now I'm freaked out about it because now I'm starting to question everything. I mean, am I being held? Are we being held somewhere by maybe an alien race? And we're all in front of a little camera in front of being brainwashed. And the moment you reach a certain level of awareness and you start to see what's happening for reals, they're shutting you down. It scared me. I have to admit, I'm a little frazzled by it. And I'm just reaching out to everyone. If anybody feels anything, receives anything, any information would be welcome. Whether you think it's correct or not, who knows? The smallest little thing could trigger something or could make something click in my head. But it frazzled me, and so I'm a little bit, And the other thing that I did notice as well, which is kind of weird, the moment I woke up, I woke up the moment I reopened my eyes and I sat up, I started getting this pounding headache. And it went away pretty quickly. The moment I started to calm down, I was like, okay, let's just try and sleep. The moment I started to calm down, the headache went away instantly. And then this morning, me and Gerald were talking about it. And the moment I start talking about it, I start getting a pressure in my head. And right now I'm talking to you guys about it. I'm starting to feel it come up again. So it is a weird thing. I'm used to getting migraines and headaches. It's kind of a chronic thing for me when you're this sensitive. That's normal. But when this headache comes and it disappears in like a few minutes. The moment I stop talking about it is the moment that headache disappears. and I'm just frazzled. And I'm just sending it out there, and maybe you guys have some insights, but it's making me question a lot of things that I believe, and people will say, well, it's just a dream. It wasn't a dream. I had just laid down, and it always happens right before I go to sleep that I have access. And this is a recent thing. This is like I think a month or two now that this started happening where I can access but I can't hold it. But yesterday I could hold it, and I saw myself, and I was like, because a lot of times, I'll see myself, but in other forms. I tap into other lifetimes of mine. But this was me. This was Emma. And I felt so trapped, and I felt so alone. And it was just a scary thing that somebody had complete control over me. And, the moment I started to realize something, the body in front of me that I was seeing went into this paralyzing state. It wasn't the me here, knew that I was just keeping my eyes closed and focusing on this. So I knew I wasn't sleeping. Um, but yeah, I don't know. It scared me. So anyway, I'm sending it out there, and I don't know what you guys are thinking. Were you drained or energized? No, I was drained. And like I said, I was having a headache. Um, and now I'm talking about it, the headache's coming back. And the moment I'll stop talking about it, the headache will go away. So for me, headaches is usually is a sign. Um, long time ago, when I went to a medium when I was 18 years old, she told me every time you have a headache, it means you're doing something wrong, or you're forgetting something, or something isn't right. And a lot of times I get headaches because I'm working too much, or I'm not balancing my energy out enough. And so that's kind of my go-to when I get a headache. Something's off, something's not right. And I have to listen to that. And so here we go with the headache, but it does disappear very quickly. The moment I step away from thinking about it, it goes away, the headache. So it's almost like I wasn't allowed to see that. How I did it, I still don't know how, but it just feels to me like I wasn't allowed to see it. But now that I've seen it, how I can still, my dreams, I wake up and I can probably remember 2% of the dream. This I remember in detail because I wasn't dreaming. I was consciously experiencing this. I was awake. I remember every detail of the desk. I remember every detail of how it felt, and the voice still lingers on in my head. A weird, robotic, kind of squeaky voice. It's a very strange sound. But it scared me anyway. A look behind their veil. Yes, but why am I mean, was that my higher self? Because if it is, it didn't feel like I had any say in this. Like this was forced. Are we forced to be reincarnated? Because spirit always told me, no, this is, now I'm starting to question what spirit tells me, because spirit always says, no, this is a free will choice. It is up to you to design it, to create it, to decide when you come, how you come, and all of that. But what I saw was not free will. Somebody was keeping me at that desk and keeping me in a trance. And the moment my consciousness was in the room without being in the body, or something. The moment the consciousness started realizing that that was me and that I was being held against my will, that's when they shut it down, and that scared me. So anyway, just let me know in the comment section on the Patreon page. I'll read it later. I don't know. But let's just focus on what we're doing now. But I wanted to send it out there. I know you guys have great intuition. I know you guys can connect, and maybe we'll get an answer, maybe we won't. But I'm just sending it out there because when I asked my team about it, they remained silent. And that's kind of weird as well. So just let me know if you know anything. Yeah, the headache is a guard dog to stop you from analyzing it. I think so. I wasn't supposed to see it, I think. It's like I was awake, but I was paralyzed. Really got my heart pounding. Is what you saw a metaphorical vision of reality? I don't know. I mean, it could be another time. It could be another dimensional reality upon the same Earth. That's what I don't know. Although we are all on the same Earth, we have different versions with different futures happening right here, right now. We live in a multi-dimensional universe, so we actually have different versions of ourselves making different decisions, while kind of sort of willing, wanting to go into the same direction. So is this a possible a three or a fourth dimensional timeline where I am me, a different? I don't know. Hopefully we get some clarity on that because it scared me. I don't remember that movie Cloud Atlas. I remember it was boring. I'm sorry. But yeah, I don't know. Anyway, let's get you guys going, okay? Let's see how the connection is. It happened last night. I don't know, my connection might be all screwed up. Larry, let's get you a card. All right. Which one? Which one are we taking? This one. Okay. Larry. All right, Larry. Hi, Judy. You're gonna re-listen to it. I need your help, okay? I'm not gonna repeat it, but it's a kind of a story. But yeah, please re-listen to the beginning of the recording and tell me what you think because it scared me. Happiness is my birthright. This is for Larry. Happiness is my birthright. I feel like we need to try one of these as well. How do I take these? These are so, look, my fingers are not big enough to hold them. So you know what? We'll just do it this way. There we go. I'm not good at doing it that way, but I'll try it. They're just too big to shovel. Unless I try and do it this way. I've never done it this way. It's against my hand. It doesn't work. I can't do it. I'm so used to shoveling them like this. All right, you know what? We'll just do it like that. Just take the one. All right, we'll do it this way. Be insightful and established. It's funny, and there's a lot of yellow in your cards. Look at that. Blue, yellow, and red. Isn't that funny? Ground and rebalance your energy. Bring your awareness into the now rather than allowing it to occupy the past or future. Larry, what am I getting for you? I keep focusing on these kind of pointy things. I keep seeing the pointies of the moon. These are highlighted. And then these almost seem like they could prick you. I keep seeing prickers everywhere. For some reason, I almost feel like you're treading carefully. I can see you in my head kind of like going, You gotta make sure you don't hit that. I make sure I'm not, it's like you're afraid of getting wounded. You're afraid of making mistakes, maybe. It's like you're too cautious. You're too cautious. You want to try and avoid in life and everything that you do, whether it's your spiritual reconnection, whether it's um, just your personal life, your family life, whatever it may be. It almost feels like they're saying you're too cautious. You're too afraid of being stung, you know? It's like, I know this might sound weird maybe, but it's like you have the entire ocean and you so want to go swimming, you know? You want to go swimming and snorkeling and really experience the joy of being in the water, and it's so beautiful, and you want to enjoy the beauty, you want to experience it fully, but you never go into the ocean because you're afraid, for example, that a jellyfish will sting you, or one of those little seashells with prickers on will prick you, and so you're not taking the steps to truly immerse yourself in the beauty, in the magic, in everything that is good for you, because you're afraid of something that might not ever happen. You're afraid of a very small possibility of things going south or things not working out. And it's like, happiness is your birthright. You have the right to go out and explore everything and experience everything. And your fear is taking that away from you, it's taking that right away from you. Okay. And so this other card is talking about grounding yourself and rebalancing your energy. To bring your awareness to the now moment, because it's always when you're planning ahead that you become fearful, that you start to react or act with an intent to avoid certain discomfort, or to avoid certain things that might not be good, or at least in your head that might not be good. So basically what we're saying here is go out into the oceans, submerge yourself, take the risk, because the abundance and the joy and the advancements and the growth that will come from taking those risks are far bigger. The bright side of it, the positivity that comes out of the risk taking, is far bigger than any chance of things going in a completely negative direction. You have to fully embrace it, fully. You can't find happiness if you're allowing fear to create your reality and to determine your future. It's your birthright to be happy. So go and embrace it. Swim in the ocean, and if you get stung, we'll figure out a solution then once that time comes. But the chances of that happening is almost zero, is what I'm getting. So I don't know if that makes any sense of all my blabber, but that's what I'm getting. I stabbed my hand with a bit of wire an hour ago. That's funny. That you're getting the cards, and then you did stab yourself. I think that's not a coincidence in any way or form. Sometimes when we do things, we don't. Let's just say it this way. Sometimes we are afraid that something might happen, and then it happens because we're creating it. So maybe stabbing or hurting your hand is some kind of warning, that you shouldn't overthink or overanalyze everything, and to simply just, it happened, we move on. You take care of it, you move on. It's not hurting yourself on your hand, for example, is not anything that would or that should influence your future decision making in whatever it is that you were doing at that time. I don't know if I'm making any sense. I'm a little bit, but that's what I'm getting. I hope that helps. I hope that helps. Sometimes we get stung, but it doesn't mean that it's not a permanent thing. It will heal, and sometimes it's just something that happens in order to get to the good bits. Sometimes we have to go through some hard bits in order to get to the good bits, but it's about not letting the fear of that stopping you in doing what you want to do or moving in the direction you want to move into. That's really what the message is here today. Okay, Amna Seahurst. Amna Seahurst. She's a little bit confused about life and direction. Which one? I'm taking this one. All right, Amna, let's see. Ooh. You have shine from within. You have life energy. And you have manifestations. You have 3 that popped out. Shine from within. Shine from within. Let's see. Looks are only skin deep. True beauty shines from within, and it is time for you to shine. This is a time for self-acceptance and for revealing your true beauty. Manifestation. Be very honest and clear about what you wish to manifest in your life. Write it down on paper. And life energy. The happy fairy of sunshine brings lots of life-giving energy. She reminds you to shine your light and to reveal anything in the shadows that need to be healed. Have you noticed that every card has shining in it? Shine from within, shine your light. And then the manifestation card, she is shining the light. I don't know if you can see it with her wand. See that? She's making the light. So it's all about shining, my dear. It's all about shining. But the problem is you've always lived in the shadow. You've always lived in the shadow of the expectations of your parents, I feel, your family. You couldn't live up to their expectations because their expectations were paralyzing to you, were dangerous even to you, I feel. So everything you've been doing in life has been with that shadow following you around, following you. Whatever you're doing, there's always this, what would my parents think? Or, how does this reflect upon, my ancestors? Or I don't know. There's always this idea, and it might be conscious and it might be unconscious, that I don't know. But there's always somewhere deep inside of you, it's like your decision making or whatever you try to do in some way or form, you always weigh it against somebody else's expectations of you, against religion, maybe the religious beliefs. But you're not fully shining. You're not liberating yourself from that shadow. It's time to cut the shadow out. It's time to, for yourself, determine, if God came and stood right next to you and asked you, you can have anything in the world, anything, what would you want to do? And it would just be with a snap of the finger and boof, you would have it. What would it be? What would bring you the most joy? What would bring you the most abundance? Don't think about finances. Don't think about how am I going to do that? Do I have the skills? No. You need to determine, you've always lived under the shadow of something or someone else. And it's time to cast the shadow away and to really start allowing your light to come to surface and to share that with the world. But you cannot get to your light until you determine for yourself what is the thing that brings you joy. What for you, what would be the best gift in the world when it comes to a job or what you want to do in life, you know? So you're going to have to go within, you're going to have to take some inner journeys through meditation, through different things, and simply just be with yourself. It's not about going in with the intention of getting answers, because then we're blocking it again, because we're demanding something. And a demand is always a negative frequency, which always gives us the opposite of what we want. But you just take time off to simply find your joy. What is it that I enjoy? What did I enjoy as a child? Because a lot of times our childhood activities, what we used to love doing, is already a premonition of what we want to do in the future. All right. So really go within, because the universe can't tell you what you're supposed to do. That's not part of your design. You didn't design every little aspect being steady for you. The only thing you wanted to accomplish is freedom, the ultimate freedom to be who you are and to shine in that. And so the only thing that they can advise you is that to understand what you want to do, you first have to decide what you want to do. You can't just ask for an answer because the answer is you. You're the answer. You first have to shine a big light upon your inner being, upon your childhood like energy, and figure out what it is that brings you joy. And once you figure out what it is that brings you joy, make a little take a piece of paper and write down what you love about a job and what you hate in a job. And then with that insight, with that joy, and with your guidance of what you want and what you don't want, you will be guided towards a better understanding of what you want to do with your future, with perhaps your job, and so on and so forth. And that joy is going to bring you a kind of an excitement, a re-inspirational energy, and only then can we manifest it. You first have to know what you want, be clear about your intentions, be clear about what you want, so you can then attract it. Right now you're not attracting anything because you don't know what you want, and if you don't know, then the universe doesn't know. It's as simple as that. So that is the advice that they're giving me for you, and hopefully that'll help you a little bit. But the problem is, you you get to decide. You get to design. There's no pre-designed job or future for you. The only future for you is the desire for ultimate freedom, inside, outside, everywhere. All right, that's what I'm getting. Yeah, and I know sleep paralysis, but that's not what I experienced. So you'll have to re-listen to it from the beginning. It was not sleep paralysis because I wasn't paralyzed. The person I saw was paralyzed. So there's no sleep paralysis there. Anyway, Judy, let's get you a card. Judy. Let's get one of these. All right, I'm going to try again. This is so hard. Why is this not working? But I'm going to do it this way. Resilience. This is your card, Judy. Resilience jumped out. There is no need to rush or push. This is a time to take things as they come. You have the determination and patience to handle what is happening. You know what I'm being drawn at? Look, there's a little heart there. Heart. Love. They're just kind of, and it almost this looks like a big heart too. Look, see that? I'm being drawn to the hearts on this card, although the turtles are cute. But the hearts are what's popping out. It's they're just kind of saying, as long as you take it one day at a time, whatever it is you're doing, whatever projects you're working on, whatever manifestations you want to see happening and to come into reality, It's your heart that will allow you to do it in such a manner that it will be the right rhythm and the right pace. When we start to include the mind will try and rush everything. The mind will try and force everything to, because humans are just simply impatient, right? That's just who we are, right? Humans are impatient. And the reason why we're impatient is because we're programmed to always go full on, go, 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 go. You need to be productive. If not, then you're not, you're not doing your job. You're not doing right by society, blah, 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 blah. That whole rushing feeling, it really is an imprint. Because if you think of kids, they don't worry about time. They just simply act and react in the moment. But you have a natural energy um, that's guiding you, a natural rhythm that's guiding you from the heart space. So don't let your head get in the way and rush you. Okay, they're saying take your time and do the things in the time and rhythm and space that your heart tells you is right for this. All right. So it's about not allowing the world, not allowing your heady ego to rush you through certain things, because what you're doing is delicate and needs heart and needs love and needs light. And all of that can't be rushed. All right. I don't know if that makes any sense, but that's what I'm getting. I hope that helps. Let's see. No, 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 no. LG. I always forget the name, but LG, get your card. Card. Which one are we getting? This one. I feel like we might need two. Ooh, that one flew out fast. Ooh, we got two. Look at that. We got the Akashic Records. And the Anunnaki Light Codes. Let's see what it says. I'm still getting used to these cards. Okay, Akashic Records. Clearing old stories, releasing past lives, freedom, it says. And then the Anunnaki Light Codes, energetic shift, new information, end of a cycle. Wow, that really works well together, doesn't it? So what am I getting on an intuitive level? I mean, if you look at the cards, they're just talking about letting go of the past in order to end a cycle. And then once we make peace with our past, embrace it, and see it as a gift instead of a burden, no matter how uncomfortable things might have been. Once you start seeing your past as a gift, you can, in a way, close that off and start a whole new cycle where you get to reinvent yourself, where you get to shift your own energy, shift the energies of your reality around you, and really move in a direction that is the opposite of the past. So they're talking like just like Amna, they're talking about finding the ultimate freedom, and not finding it's not about looking for it outside of you or in what you're physically doing, but it's really about finding the freedom within by no longer holding on to the emotional distress that certain events from the past might have installed within you, and that are still in some way or form affecting your current and future creations. So it's about learning to um, shift the energies, because it's almost like now is the right time for you to do that. I don't know if you have some space and time to do it, but it's almost like I'm kind of getting that it's the right time. Now is the time to take advantage either of the energies. Maybe the energies are supportive for you right now, or it might just be that you have more time than you used to have, and it's just like now's the right time. I just keep hearing it's the right time. I'm seeing this kind of clock um in my head. It's kind of weird because in this, I don't know if you can see it, but here it's just colors. But it almost looks like there's a little man there in the middle, and these are his wings. Do you guys see that? It looks like this is a little man and he's just opening up his wings. But when I look closer, there's not a man there, but that's what I'm seeing. So it almost feels like spread your wings. The time is now to take advantage of the good air, take advantage of the right wind, and allow the future, your today moment, to kind of take you on a new flight, take you on like a bird being free to go and do whatever it is that you please, like an angel, it almost looks like a butterfly, spread your wings and fly, and just take it one step at a time from now on. No more worrying, no more over analyzing, no more working at becoming spiritual, but simply just being it. That's where the freedom lies. I hope that makes some sense. That's what I'm getting. Judy says, I threw my cell phone because I was getting pissed off at everyone wanting an immediate response to everything. So that's a validation right there. Everybody was rushing you, and the universe saying, fuck it, fuck them. Don't get frustrated. They'll get their answer when it's the right time to receive it. You really have to do it at your own pace. It's the universe just confirming that, don't let anybody rush you, not even you. Don't let your own mind be rushed by other people. So there we go. Isn't that funny how that all works out? Like how that all connects in some way? All right. Kim. Let's do Kim. Kim. All right. Which one? I feel like we need animals for you. Animals. Oh, you're welcome, LG. I hope that makes some sense. Sometimes I just go there. Need to get these guys. Shovel. These cards are so big, but they're so beautiful. I want to use them. They're so good. I love all my cards. They're all different. It's just cool. I can't show them, so I'm doing it in a different way. And then I'll take a card in the middle and see what comes out. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3. Which one? That's the same card. Isn't that funny? That's so funny. We just had that card for Larry. Okay, I feel like we need another one though. Prickers again. Look, it's another one with prickers. What is up with the prickers? Kim. All right, let's see. This one says facing your fears. Prickers. Look for ways to strengthen your connection to the universe and others. Stay peaceful and calm in the knowing of who you are. And be insightful and established. Ground and rebalance your energy. Bring your awareness into the now rather than allowing it to occupy the past or future. What am I getting for you, Kim? I keep being drawn to that fish for some reason. This one, it's just his eye. It's almost like it's like looking straight through me for some reason. What am I getting for you? because they're talking about fears, and I do feel that you're still fearful in regards. I don't feel like you're fearful anymore in regards to your past. I feel like you've accepted that, you've healed it, you've embraced it, but you're still worried about your future because I feel like the energies of the collective are almost making you feel like there might not be a future, or it's installing some kind of fear within you that makes you wonder whether all of the effort and um, all of the things, all of the dreams that you have, if they will ever actually happen. It's like you're starting to doubt your own dreams. You're starting to doubt your own inner feelings, you know? And they're kind of saying, stop thinking of the future. Think today. Think of today, don't let your fears of the unknown stop you from doing what you enjoy, from doing what you feel is right for you. And really just kind of bring your focus back to the now moment. Um, on this card, I'm not drawn to the prickers like I was for Larry, but I'm drawn to all the colors. I feel like it's the sentence that's coming into my head is that your colors are fading, and it's because you're worried, and you're worried about where the future is headed, and if all of this is even worth, like, you feel like maybe you should focus on other things in order to survive a possible future that might not be so, you know, great. But they're kind of making me feel like, no, you got to focus on the colors. Focus on the bright colors. Don't let your colors turn into different shades of gray. But focus on keeping your colors bright. That's what they're showing me. Keep your colors bright. That means keep keep yourself in a positive state. Keep yourself focused on all of the beauty that's still in this world and within people, and all of the wonderful things that people can do for each other. You know, really focus on the beauty in this world, because the rest of it is simply taking away your joy and installing frequencies that just simply take away your inspiration, your creativity, and it just fades, or it's almost like it draws the color out of you, and you're just left with this kind of grayish shell. I don't know if that makes any sense. That's what I'm getting. All right, I hope that helps. Let me just check on the Patreon. See, there's anybody there. Andy, let's do Andy Nelson. Andy, my sweet, sweet Andy. Okay, let's see. Andy, which one are we going for? This one. Andy. Let's get a card for Andy. Whoop! Wow, that one went fast. It flew. I'll show it to you first. That's what it looks like. I create mindful moments throughout the day, reminding myself that I am loved and miracles are natural. And then I have another one that flew out. Beautiful butterfly. I surrender to a power greater than me. All right. It sounds to me and it feels to me like you're in a state of distress emotionally and mentally. It's almost like I feel like your buttons are being pushed. Like you're just getting annoyed with everything. Everything seems hard. Everything feels heavy. And you're just tired. You're tired of the fight. You're just tired of always having to struggle in some way or form. It just feels to me like your energies is not where you would like it to be. And it's really kind of putting you in a kind of a bluish energy. And what they're trying to kind of portray back to you is to don't get, what's the right word of what I'm feeling? Don't get distracted by the outside bullshit. Don't identify with the problems. They're just experiences, and they should not affect your emotional state. They should not affect your joy in any way or form, but you're allowing them. You're allowing whatever the experience is, whatever the encounters are, whatever the hurdles are, you're allowing it to bring you down. It is a choice. And I know it's easier said than done, but that's why they're kind of saying become more mindful. Problems will always find a solution somehow. The universe will help you to find a solution, but you don't need it to allow, you don't need to allow it to influence your peace, to push you out of balance. All right, because it's just an experience. That's it. It's nothing real. We live in a dream state, and it's just an experience. And so, just, it says here, I surrender to power greater than me. Send it out to the universe that, if this, this needs an answer, let me know what it is. It's about just accepting that certain things have come into your reality because in some way or form you might have created them to have an experience, or you might have attracted them through the energies that you've been sending out consciously or unconsciously. So we just kind of let go, and we just this is the thing, you kind of have to say, you know what, all this anger that I feel inside of me, all this uckiness, I'm going to give it to the universe. You guys deal with it. I don't want it. You have to just release yourself from that inner struggle, because what's happening on the outside of you has nothing to do with who you are on the inside, how you should feel on the inside, and so on and so forth. It is simply an outside experience that will find its way to be resolved, and stressing about it and getting annoyed about it isn't going to help it. It is simply going to create more experiences and attract more experiences of negativity into your journey. So there's no, it's kind of madness to allow a negative experience to affect how you feel about you, and about, this experience. I know it's harder said than done, but that's really kind of what I'm getting. Become more mindful and just focus on every minute. You don't have to think about the problems every minute of every day. And when you do think of the problems, know and feel deep in your heart that your team, that the universe is helping you to find a solution. So there's nothing to be worried about. Nothing. Okay. There's always a solution to every problem, and expect miracles is what they're saying. Give it to the universe, hand it over, find your joy again, find your balance again, and just expect that, miracles do happen. They're a natural thing, because miracles are simply an expression of a belief system that knows that there's going to be an answer, and it's all going to work out without you having to over worry about things. All right. I hope that helps. How do I reground myself? I go into nature. I connect to my animals. I hug a tree. I walk barefoot in the grass. That's how I reground myself. I remind myself of all the beauty that's still in the world. I will watch, if I'm having a really bad day or I'm feeling really off, I will go on YouTube and look for real life heroes. And there's tons of videos out there where you see people risking their own lives to save a stranger, to save an unknown person. And that brings me hope. And that brings me a feeling of there's still a lot of unconditional love in people. There's still a lot of beautiful feelings and emotions within people. Or I'll go and watch things that make me happy, like watching babies play with animals, or watching animals do silly things. Um, Whatever it is, that's how I kind of, when I get off balance, I reground myself. I remind myself of all the beautiful things that humans can create. Sometimes I will watch people dance, just different dances, and or people doing extraordinary things. And it smacks me back into, what, we have a lot to fight for as a human race. We're very creative. We can do very courageous things to save another life. And that's the majority of people have good intentions and have a good heart. But it's the small, the 10%, let's say the 10% of the world, of the entities who are negative and destructive, that get all the screen time. But all the real heroes, nobody ever talks about them. And all the people who create beautiful things on a daily basis, those people don't get a spotlight in the media. So you have to go and find it yourself. And then you'll be reminded of just how wonderful humans can be. And that kind of regrounds me in, okay, I still, I'm here for a reason. And that's to help everyone get to that understanding of how wonderful humans really can be. Okay, that's what I do. Robert Novak. Okay, lovey. For everybody who came in later, at the beginning of this recording, when I'm done, go check out the beginning of the recording. I've had an experience that kind of scared me, and I would love to see if you guys have any insights on it. And just put it in the comment section on the Patreon page if you can, what you think or what you feel or what you might be receiving. Because, yeah, it was kind of a scary thing. Robert, I have hope, new beginnings. You got 3, and moderation. There you go. Let's see. Hope is always there, even if we can't see it. Optimistic expectations can help change a negative situation into a positive one. And then new beginnings. This fairy godmother heralds the joyous news of a new baby or the birth of a cherished idea. Protect and nurture your ideas as you would a baby. And moderation. Is there something you shouldn't be eating? Try to eat mindfully and healthily, although the fairies say that a little bit of what you fancy is fine. Robert, what am I getting for you? It almost feels like the universe is kind of kindly asking you, nudging you into this kind of new path, into this new direction, where how would I say it? It almost feels like it's a direction where you have to, in a way, step away from your very human self and move into an aspect of yourself that is much bigger and much larger. But going in that direction also means sacrificing certain things that you have today. And it could be relationships, it could be friendships, it could be maybe a job. I don't know. It could be whatever. but it's almost like the universe is kind of kindly requesting you, nudging you to go into a certain direction, a new path. And it's almost like you know you're supposed to do that, like you intuitively know that. But what they're asking you to do doesn't come without hurdles. You know, it comes with giving up certain things, gaining a lot of new things, but also giving up things that you like or that you might have grown accustomed to or whatever it may be. But it's almost like this is a new path that will lead you to help the collective even more than the way you're doing it now. You know, because this hope card to me, it's not that you don't have hope, but I feel like you're the hope of someone else. You're the hope. You know, you're part of the universe counts on you to do an important job. And so they are nudging you to take a route that might be uncomfortable for your human self, but that is incredibly valuable for your spiritual self and the spirits of this world. Does that kind of make sense? I don't know if I'm making any sense. But there's, this moderation card. What it says doesn't really resonate with me, but I'm looking at this and it's like this forbidden fruit, right? It's almost like Eve grabbing that apple. You're not supposed to eat it. Um, and it's like, when I look at it, it's like, when Eve ate the apple, they got kicked out of whatever heaven, or I don't know really the whole story about Adam and Eve, but they got kicked out of paradise or something, and they went into the real world. But if you think about it, paradise really was just an illusion, was a dream state. It's almost like if you take that apple, if you pick it, that forbidden fruit, if you go into that path, um, it's going to show you the real world. It's going to show you behind the curtain. Because right now, you, me, everybody who's here, we're living in this illusionary world. We're living in an imaginary, virtual reality that seems very real, but it's not. And it's almost like when you go into that path that your soul is desiring to go in order to help and fulfill the experiences that you want to have. It is kind of like taking the blue pill and waking up to such a degree that your world will never look or feel the same again. But it's a necessary step for you to really move in that direction. I don't know if I'm making any sense, but that's what they're saying. They are nudging you to make decisions that might come with some uncomfortable things, but that are very necessary. It's still a necessary thing to do. Does that kind of make sense? I hope so. I don't know if that makes any sense. All right. Let's see who else. Shauna. Let's do Shauna. Shauna. See, Shauna, which one are we getting for you? This one. Shauna. All right. Ooh-bah. There it went. Crystal Skull Wisdom. Look at that. Shauna. Clarity, divine healing, high vibrational energy. What am I getting for you? Clarity, divine healing, high vibrational energy. For some reason, I'm being drawn to, I don't know if you can see it clearly, but there's all these, it almost look like a zodiac kind of map, like a galactic map kind of thing. It's like, how would I say? I feel like you have a map inside of your heart and maybe your head too. I feel like you're trying to follow the right road to get to where you want to go, but you're so technical about it that you keep getting lost. It's like, oh, I thought if I went that way, that I was going to get this end result, and instead I got that, and that's not what I wanted. And then you're like, okay, now I know. Okay, I've calculated it. You've thought about it. You've used your analytical mind to try and get to a certain place, and then again, it's not the right outcome. You keep taking chances and you keep undertaking action, but it never leads you to where you want to go. And I feel like that's creating frustration, and that's creating a feeling of giving up almost. And they're saying in order to receive clarity, in order to receive clear guidance, you have to stop following the map with your head. You're trying to read the map. You can't. In order to know where to go, you have to feel the map. You have to feel your way into what is right for you, what is not right for you. Right now, you're using your head, and that's kind of like, this is like the map. This is your head. You're using your head to get to where you think you should go or where you want to go. And you have to shift it. You can't make decisions with your head. You can't read the map using your intellect. You have to use your emotional map. It's the emotional map that'll bring you and guide you to do the right things, to follow the right things, and to manifest the right things. Okay, that is the message that I'm getting for you, Shauna. Let this be your guidance, not this. All right. All right. Can you guys still hear or see me? I don't know if I'm still coming through or not. Might do one more person. Who am I being drawn to? Let's do Micah. Micah Baptiste. Micah says, my dad passed just recently. Let's see if we can get, yes, here in the, okay, great. Thanks, guys. Let's see, and then we'll do a group card at the end. Micah. Which one we getting from Micah? This one. Whoop. Sorry, fell on the ground. I got two actually. Two fell. Look at that. These two fell. This is from Micah Baptiste. Oneness is my true nature. And the moment I embrace my peace within and surrender the outcome is the moment that the universe can truly get to work. I do feel like this might be a message from your dad, because I'm kind of getting this picture in my head. It's almost like, you really want, you're like, well, you're my dad. Now's the time for spirit to connect to me, finally. You know what? You didn't want your dad to go, but at the same time, it's kind of like, yes, now I have an inner source. Somebody's going to contact me, right? You're kind of excited to connect with him. You're excited to have that very close person that can now reach out from the other side, but you're at the same time disappointed because you haven't felt a connection, and you haven't felt that reassurance that, he's fine and he's going to communicate to you and so on and so forth. And basically what your dad is trying to say is, you have to align with him. You have to understand that he is you and you are him, that you're not separated, that you're united eternally, that you're always connected eternally, and that you need to just simply embrace, surrendering to what comes, because it's like now you're trying to, you so desperately want to hear from him. You so desperately want to have that communication that unconsciously you're trying to force that connection. You're trying to kind of control it by, trying to create or, have some kind of validation. I don't know if that makes any sense, but it's almost like you're trying to do things to force that from happening. And you really just simply have to unite with him energetically. You just simply have to know and feel deep into your heart that it is impossible for you guys to be separated, that it's simply not possible because you're always connected energetically. And therefore, when he has the ability, he is going to reach out. I don't need to force anything. I don't need to beg. Please, Dad, please let me know you're okay. Please communicate to me. Surrender that he will do so when it's the right time for him, when he has realigned with his source, when he has kind of detached from the very human aspect of disconnection. Okay, it usually takes up to 6 months or even longer for a spirit to be able to fully communicate from beyond to this realm, this very dense realm. It usually takes them sometimes. That's why, a lot of people ask me to channel people who just died. I don't do that. One, out of respect for the family that's still around, especially when it comes to celebrities. And two, if people say they can channel them right away, bullshit. It's just how it is. I'm saying it as it is. It's bullshit. They need time to process, although there is no time up there. But there is some kind of transitioning phase that needs to happen, a detox phase, as you could say, from being human in order for them to be able, and they have to kind of relearn how to lower their frequency, be able to, it's kind of like that movie Ghost. He has to learn how he can move things again. It takes time. He has to learn how to communicate again, how to leave objects, how to, do things. That's just how it works. Okay. So connect to your dad. Know that he's always there. Know that you're always connected. Know that the communication is happening 24/7. He can read every thought. He can feel you. He can hear you. And then all you need to do is just surrender to the knowing that when he's able to, he will reach out. Do not doubt that. Do not question it. Just know it, accept it, and surrender the timing to the universe. All right. Um, that's what I'm getting for Micah. All right, let's do a group card. All right. Group card. Let's try these BS. And try it and learn to shuffle like that. It's kind of weird, but I'm try. Group card. There it goes. Oh, my nose is itching. Thanks, Eric. This is the card. Help appears in various ways, it says. There is much support for you. Sometimes you may get adrift. You forget to look to the support systems that are with you continuously. I'm still getting to know these cards. There is much support for you. Sometimes you may get so adrift you forget to look to the support systems that are with you all the time, basically. That's what it comes down to. Um, I think what the universe is simply trying to say is that help is always present and help is always given, even if you don't request it. There's always assistance, there's always guidance. But what happens a lot is that humans get so lost in their human ego of fear that they simply block that assistance that's happening. So no matter what happens in your life, or no matter what happens that is uncomfortable, don't allow it to affect you emotionally. It's just an experience. It is just a virtual reality. And if we just surrender to what is without allowing it to make us sick, make us depressed, make us anxious, make us fearful, and simply know that the answers will find you in time, then we'll have a better communication. The energies, the air will be clear enough to actually receive the guidance and receive the assistance. And there's always help if you're asking for it. The problem is with people is that their pride oftentimes get in the way, or human ego pride gets in the way, because there's always people ready to help in the physical as well as in the spiritual. But what we lack is uh, the courage to sometimes ask for help, because we don't want to be seen as weak. We don't want to be seen like we can't handle our own problems. There's all these um, silly reasons why, when people are offered assistance, they turn the assistance down. And a lot of the time, it's pride, or it's um, stubbornness, or it makes them feel like they're failing if they have to accept help. And that's all a bunch of bullshit. Okay. I have received help from thousands of people during my entire life, and from the dead. So, I am never going to turn down help or any assistance. Um, I don't care about pride. If I need help, I will send that out to the universe, and people sometimes show up and say, look, we can offer this for you. We can do that for you, anything you want. So, accept the help that's being offered, whether it's in the physical realm or whether it's in the spiritual realm. There's always help. And as long as you realize that, and as long as you accept that, and as long as you allow that truth, that fact, to fulfill your heart, that you don't need to worry if things go a little iffy, if problems appear that you didn't foresee. Don't go into panic mode. Don't go into fear mode, and just know that, there's probably a reason why I have to go through this. So I'm going to be offered assistance in order to bring it to an experience that I wanted to have. It's going to help me in some way or form. When you approach everything that comes unexpectedly into your journey with that attitude, then nothing can take away your joy, and nothing can take away the peace that you feel inside. And you'll see that problems will be resolved much, much quicker and with much, much ease than if we're instantly going into a panic mode and an anxiety, fear, doubt, worry, whatever negative, anger, even whatever negative emotion that we attach to the unforeseen. If that makes sense. So that's what I'm getting for you guys today, for all of you. Judy says, just because they are invisible doesn't mean they aren't there. Just ask for signs of inspiration and hugs. We have a team in the outfield. We do have a team. We all do, even if you cannot, even if you're not aware of them, even if you feel like you cannot communicate to them, they are always communicating to you. And if you really need to hear a message, they will make sure you get it. And they will use every mean possible to do so, even if they have to call in a friend of yours, give an idea to your friend, put that idea into her head, so she comes over and tells you, look, I was thinking. And then she tells you what you're supposed to do. Spirit uses all means to get to where you want, to help you to get to where you want to get. All you need to do is learn to listen, open your heart, and see how you feel. about the assistance that's being offered, and then simply follow what feels right to you. But there's always assistance. All right. I'm sending out my message. I'm sending out assistance from the universe, from you guys, to help me with maybe some insight in what might have happened to me yesterday evening. Okay, and like I said, we don't always get direct communication, but if you send out the request for assistance, assistance will follow. All right. So for all of you who haven't seen the beginning of the video, as soon as I shut it down, go and look at it and tell me what you think about my story and what might be the insights that you guys are receiving. Robert says, you've touched some very deep places, made me tearful, but I'm grateful. I'm grateful that you guys are all part of my journey as well. So thank you for joining me here today again. We will do this again next week, next Sunday, and I think next Saturday we are doing an Ask Me Anything session to all the people who are in the angelic tier. The 10 euros per month tier. We will do another session of that, and I will give you my insight in whatever I know and whatever I receive. And hopefully we get some good questions. I haven't looked at it yet. Oh, big kiss to Kathleen, LG, everybody, Judy, Larry, Emma, Kathleen, Porter, I think. Yep, Kim, everybody here and everybody who's watching later on. Big kiss. Love you guys, and I will see you guys soon again. Bye.